Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to Hani and Gretchen Bake series. This month we are doing Twix collaboration. Gretchen from Gretchen's Bakery made these delicious homemade Twix bars. You can learn how to make these on Gretchen's YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the link posted down below, or you can also click on the image, it will take you to her video. And I decided to make a Twix cake. It's made out of cake, buttercream and fondant. Let's get started. I used my vanilla pound cake and I used half of the recipe and I baked it in a quarter sheet cake pan. You're also going to need simple syrup, and I made caramel Swiss buttercream. You can find all these recipes posted on my blog. I'm going to include a link in the description box. First I'm going to cut the cake in half. Brush the cake with simple syrup. Fill the cake with caramel Swiss buttercream. Now you're gonna have to refrigerate the cake for about an hour or two. Once firm, you can cut it in half again. These will be the Twix bars, but because the Twix bar is shaped at the top, so I'm gonna shape the cake as well. I actually use my cheese knife for this. I find it works really well because the teeth are really tiny, so it cuts through the cake easily. In my previous cake video you asked me what do I do with all the cake trimmings. Well, I usually freeze them and I munch on them either plain, or I also like to add them to my yogurt and applesauce. I absolutely love that. And you can make cake balls. So once you are done shaping your cake, you're gonna have to coat it with a thin layer of buttercream to seal in the crumbs, and then repeat this on the other half of the cake. Once done, you have to chill these for about an hour or two. I'm going to pour some chocolate ganache over these cakes. I used milk chocolate chips and heavy cream to make the ganache. Recipe can be found on my blog. Link is posted down below. I'm going to smooth out the buttercream a little bit. I found it had some rough edges, so use a spoon, back of the spoon, to smooth it out. I'm going to pour ganache only on half of the cake. I figured not everybody loves chocolate, so if you are planning on making this cake for a birthday party, people will have an option for non-chocolate cake. If you see any bubbles, you can pop them with your finger or a toothpick. Now use some thicker ganache and drizzle it on the top. You can reserve ganache for later. I'm going to chill ganache covered cakes for several hours. And now it's the fun time. We're gonna decorate the cake. So first I'm going to add more buttercream onto the cake. To decorate, I'm using marshmallow fondant that I made, and I'm going to use ivory, lemon, and also a little bit of brown food coloring to color the fondant. Now I'm adding brown. And now we can roll it out and cover the cake. I'm using some cornstarch on my work surface to prevent fondant from sticking. You can find a recipe for marshmallow fondant on my blog, and I have also posted a small batch marshmallow recipe for small projects on my YouTube channel. Link is going to be posted down below in the description box. I'm also going to add a little bit of sheen to the fondant. For this you can use airbrush and use gold airbrush food coloring, or if you have gold mist spray you can use that. If you don't have neither of those, you can also option for dry gold luster dust. That's what I'll be using today. Ideally you want to use a larger brush, but mine got wet, so I'm using a small brush to apply dry dust onto the fondant. To make the letters, I'll be using red fondant and white fondant, and I'm gonna be using paper templates to cut out my letters with X-Acto knife. To make the dot, I'm gonna use one cutter, and I'm going to use rolling pin to press the fondant to the size I need, and then we can glue these together. Now this is a process you could have done earlier, but I forgot, so you can also glue the red on white before you start cutting out. This will save you some time, but I did it afterwards. Either way works. Now you can glue these onto the cake. I'm using a little bit of water on the back of the letters. Roll out a thin layer of gray fondant, and then also use a piece of the same fondant we used for the cake, and then you can cut out a piece and we'll shape this on the top of the cake. Add a little bit of water onto the cake, then you're gonna fold this over. Use the scissors to clean up the edge. I'm going to use silver edible luster dust. Be careful when applying dry luster dust onto the cake. It does get everywhere, so you may want to cover a portion of your cake with wax paper to prevent that from happening. I'm using edible frosting sheets to make the labels. Remove the plastic backing and then use a little bit of water and attach the label onto the cake. Who wants a slice of a Twix cake? I know I do. Let's see what it looks like inside. I really loved caramel buttercream. It was so yummy. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And don't forget to check out Gretchen's Bakery and these delicious homemade Twix bars. Thank you so much for watching for Hani and Gretchen Bakes. Be sure to check out our past collaborations. And I will see you next time.